as the clouds go gray. Thunder roars and the earth sings. The season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make way. For the pouring of my blessings, I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance in the rain. It's for my seed to grow. For every prayer and every seed.
I cannot wait to see the
Izuchukwu Ọrachia nke ejike na mmụọ Nnamdi Elele Nnamdi Ele Kosi Ezilo Jidena Jidera Ezilo Stephen Owe Mbakwe nwe okike Ike Chukwu nri agụ Chukwu dị ọnọ Chukwu ji ekwu ọnọ Ndụbụisi Ọjakọ Kere Chukwu Ezilo Enwere ike Stanley Nzube Chukwu Chikwelu Paul Ife Brando Dabere Obianọ Christian Okwu Chukwu Chidubem Line and up. You have to get back home. Let him stay by. I may say, Honor Emmanuel Chukwebuka. Chukwebuka Honor Emmanuel. Chukwunoso Patrick Okwe.
Brother, you go. Gaba.
I go for go. Kama suelele. Oka bujiria. Kabu. Ebubama. Ike Chukwu nwoke. Ike Chukwu. Okoya is the blessing. Okoya is the blessing. Ana Yezu Ugo. Uche Chikwala. Kiri wa ya, ya pata do ya mo ojo.
I
are here. That Nise will that Nise the peaceful. When I get to come to that, I look at Papa and somewhere. All I do is show my. They go to the China, we see that we do. Sitting the work out there, was weekend. If you want to have a Nise that. I would even need a cookie work. I back to our business. In our cozy, when you're not a class, never, but to all you call. And then the child or you have passed before class nation or the win. Come on, come on, wine, we didn't know your man. You to work over one warrior. It's a training. A China with training. A woman on my Islam in Zuku. We pass here, came go for the school and then so, come on, what is your I will make a Nise. I will make a village and Nise. I have a full candle. My name is China, we want to target. English Remana, English German. We will know so people can effectively Money Habial, May Habial, Kudo Wechia, he would have been in our job. And you try video will free him. Don't have the guy here. Somebody should write it so that it can be properly arranged. You don't know, maybe you are all welcome to this event. You are all welcome to this event. We want to take off, we want to start. There's no time. We started our accreditation very late. And some people are still outside, sorting one thing or the other. But we know that it's just a minor business they want to settle. But it will not hold us. We are taking off. I want you to listen attentively. I want everybody sitting here to listen to me. Give me your ears. Actually, going out again to the party. I need to go. But where is the first I need to check? Nne kwuo mma na-ajụ ajụjụ. Onye ọbụla anụghị ife m kwuru. Onye nweghị ike kwutekwa ihe m kwuru. Enwere ike isi onye ahụ ya bilite n'ebe ọ nọ ya jee n'azụ oche. Ọ bụrụ na m kwuo okwu ọnụkwa ihe m kwuru ma njụ onye ajụjụ. Asịghị ya si n'azụ oche ya ma n'ihu ndụ ebe a. Agọchiri ụzọ anyị mechasị asị ya ọgbara ihe kwuru ọsịmba ọgbara ihe nụrụ ọsịmba anyị amadụ ya ahụ. It so people actually put on again. Can you even realize you are here? Why are we here? I want to start with asking a question. But I was directed not to say it. We have please, you can. Hello, gentlemen. I hope you are listening to me. We have. I want to formally welcome them. There are so many, but I have to call some few names. And those young Bagobia, they represent Ndi Wetelusia with the federal government. We have Dr. Abubakar Ahmed. Please, can you clap for him? For Naka Biko. And he's going to Naka Onokoro. We have Mr. Olulo Christopher. For Naka Biko. And we have Mr. Ivoke Michael. Everyone has I need to be introduced in due time. Mana so why they have. In here, we don't listen. I want to end on the American introduction. So, now we're in the representative of the PG Nise Town Union. Kọ́nà bàtà ni ó tẹ̀ ṣàlá bàtà. Àwọn olùkọ́ ọ̀jẹ̀ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́lá ni ọ̀jẹ̀. Ọ̀jẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀ n'ahụ. Àná ọ̀dẹ́wẹ̀tẹ̀ fọ́jẹ̀ lẹ́dẹ̀wẹ̀tẹ̀ mmịa. N'egwu, ọmọkwa mmiri ekwuru. Okwulọra. Okwulọra ekele gị. Achọrọ ka ikwuru mụ. Ma ndị Nise na-akọ ọ̀jẹ̀ n'ahụ. Igbo ha mara ihe a mere. Igbo iwe ka ụlọ ọkụ. People always go now, go now. I'm about to always go back, go now. People, I think I will opportunity to tell you. Mr. Kelemulo. Mr. Kelemulo. Wolo. Oh, yeah, before I do, I think I will opportunity aware. All those people were like that back. But he doesn't. All I can achieve, one day I will get there. I will na-asị ka otito niile ụlọ elu niile ichizi niile ịkwanyere ugwu niile iji mma niile ịsọpụrụ niile ya dịrị naanị gị n'aha Jizọs. Obiligwe anyị na-arịọ Chineke biko n'akụkụ ọbụla anyị si wee mejọọ Chineke anyị na-asị ka ịgbaghara sacha anyị n'aha Jizọs. Anyị wee na-alụ program a ka anyị nwere ntụtụ a wee na-etinye n'aka gị Chineke. Anyị na-asị Chineke biko ka ịbịa bụrụ onye isi oche ya nọnyere anyị n'ihe niile a ga-eme, ihe niile a ga-akụzi, ka anyị nwee ike welu ntị oghe debe wee nwee ike ghọta ihe a na-akụziri anyị Chineke. Mgbe anyị na-akụzie ka anyị nwee ike digest ya nke ọma. Onye ma naanị ndị si esi wee bịa ịbịa kpọrụta anyị ọgbakọ Chineke anyị si ka ị gọzie ha nọnyerekwa ha nye ha amamihe nke ha ga-eji wee kụziri anyị ihe, nyekwa anyị obi a ga-eji wee ghọta ya nke ọma. N'ikpeazụ Chineke ka e wee bulie aha nsọ gị elu n'aha Jizọs Kraịst bụ onye nwe anyị.
Truly, one more. And I have usoro ka anyị si eme ya n'ọrụ ndị Igbo. Anyị nwere ndị ọbịa n'ime etiti anyị. Ndị a si Federal College of Horticulture wee bịa. And all ike PG is then na ha bịara ebe whether game of the Masala agriculture. And that was we are our community in the world. Our PGI will be in the mall and lower capacity. What is that? I call the Aka. That's all the Aka people. If I can make a little here, I love a for the only man. Kaya ko ito ni Sochi, apa ni Nise. Kaya muna na ba? Ayi George na kau, George ada. Ayi wale kele kuwa jama, ulisabi ni ezani abeje lo, woye mele ko ba sta adoju. Ayi wale asi akoko la ta lo fuki. Ko je we la ja, ko se ye no ta lo. Ayi wale ya ta ya ni tata ja ko ta ti de we tata ga ni tata ma mi de. Ija ye ja le de ya ta lo yo ba ta o. Aya ta pa le si no na yo. Ni ke wa de ko ba ga de de ma ke ba ye bi na ya ma ka le na Jesus. Iwe ti ka ti de go so ni ata ya tata ndo tata ri ke tata ba ko tata ti de we na ba Jesus Christ ko ya ma yo. O ja wa na ni.
All the visitors, we are all visitors here, you understand? And you know, in Igbo culture, if you are welcomed in a place, kola feast. We have done justice to the kola. I collected our kola. So in due time, I will bring it, we eat it, you understand? So I did have equally prayed for the kola. That shows that we are highly welcomed in this place, in this land. So everybody should just feel free, relax, and do some other businesses. You understand? So thank you. And then Miss Anike, na Igbo na-asụ Igbo kama ọrụ na ntagharị ọrụ n'oyibo ọ bụ ihe ejere zụọ m agụrụ m ọta akara une
I think I have an opportunity. I can tell you our PG, which is told one woman, for attracting this kind of project in our community. Yeah, because the government hand again at this year. And now my young, even I think that I can do that here. Mama, I can tell you. I think we'll do that. I say, you know what I am. You guys are about to power the culture. Evidence where the government have ways on their way. Think I give people when they have inspection, and they are on location. Only no matter how little, they will even walk by a low river and they are so because my young, one of our time here. So when I leave makagene na ka we dey owo le hotel cha ti no so we can ma you we le ka ta to we le ba federal government of Nigeria le ka ta we ka take so e bi ti honga na Nigeria owo so ti we dey ni e ko na so no we dey lot si we le ba ye dey as the parliament you know le ta wo ni iya wani wo wo ni yesu le ka ile ke so ija wo ni aja ana ni sawe le ko ya no ma o ya ja ja ni so ma o
is no other person than Mr. Emeka Okeke, the deputy PG of Nise community. I want you to clap for him. No, so sorry, please. And now I have work with the and nobody has chopped that money. Big one. Kamu sori bi eba mma mgbe ọ na-ekwu unu kwachala nkịtị wee na-ege ntị wee na-ajụ biko ka ọ ghara ịwa anyị nwere ndị bịara abịa uwe unu ememe mkpọtụ unu mewekwa mkpọtụ ama m na o nwere ka ọ dị mgbe ọ na-ekwu okwu họl a dị ka ebe anyị were ice water biko ka ezigbo ele ahụ wee mee ya biko ana m ahịa ọbụla ahịa. So today is a great day. And I never won that Bogotala. Never won that Bogotala. Amen. Hello. Hi. Say. anyị nwere ndị na-eje ozi anyị mana owu ọkụ karịrị okpomọkụ karịrị anyị nwere mmiri tomato pure water bottle water bụ ka eji eri nri ma akụwa gazi n'eze ọnwụ onye mmiri chọrọ ịṅụ mmiri ya mere indiketi ka ndị ezi ebe ozi ọma dị mma iwere ozi ọma ahụ na-aga na-akụziri ya ndị mmadụ ọ na-aga dịrị gawa ọ bụrụ na agbaghị ihe ọjọọ isi mba ọrụkọ obodo ihe ele jide nke na anyị achọrọ be mana ihe a na-ezi unu bụ ozi ọma ọ Federal Ministry of Agriculture na Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Federal College of Horticulture, Bombay, in conjunction with Principal Engineering Services Limited, on the way to Ziabia. Come and research at the institution. And we put a federal government, I was yes. Each one of him will come near him. The number one to the mother natural, no, with that now. Kamala Kagi is here, no good money, but no. Magago Akari. All individual for whom a gauge of walk, individual people who hear dozen. And when I got president of money, Kuzi, Kisia, Kisia, me, Ka, Ewell, Panahe, Ogami, Panayago. I want to Kuzicha, I said, we don't care. Well, then me have to see it again. They are Okunораku. All acquisition, exam, they pass it. If we get to another class, give one year sit out and we look at no one when they have to see it again. All the way you did it, because I guess they will get back or I want to set out you and say, Chegania Luti, after come on your own. Jerry Sophia Mala, who will not practice if I have deposit. Tajay will take the court. I said, no money will do to money will do to her. And we never a greater one. But after the child actually I was it can be one over that being you will be practicalize that actually I was I will let the scale, look at scale. I said, half an hour, the way you watch it, you have to see the camera and put it away. So, people, Maha like a car, knowledge I won't waste. Maha like a great fortune, the bottom mother bank, Kibutina, and Nise, only waste. I put the child again for the $80. Could you put in the money? Corona. Asị mụ na nwezu a nsogbu ana ọ bụrụ na sọsọ ndị gị na-ezinụlọ gị ga na-eri ka ị ga-akọpụta from nkụzi akụziri gị taa also a great problem. Ịghọtago ọ bụrụ na nọọ nkwụ ka ịkpụtara na-asụ mmanụ na-eri mmanụ inwezi niile iche n'afọ egote onye kọrọ isi a na ịnwekwere n'ụlọ ihe mmiri na-eto dị esteti dị ya site na biko enwere mmanụ unu na-egokwu na bịagoro so ka a gara ijekwu ọtụtụ okwu anyị ga-abata the main business of the day. Ihe m chọrọ kwụ ka onye ọbụla nye m ntị ya ka onye ọbụla ka a ghara ime mkpọtụ anyị na-aka n'ọnụ o nweghị ihe na dịka such record o nwere obodo ihe eje ha ihe ha kwakọta a na-eme ihe somehow so biko Abrahone, Mr. Igoke Michael, biko onye izizi ga-akụziri anyị ihe ọ na-abịa ka ụnụ na-akụfụrụ ya aka o ya aga nwee nke ọ chọrọ ịrịzat ka ọ kụzikwuola anyị ya welcome sir.
Thank you so much. Ihe dị mma na ihe anyị bịara ebe a mụ na anyị Igbo na-asụ Igbo unlike ndị a na-asụ ya. So we have a very big advantage. Ekele m unu. Aha m nwanne Igbo ga-ahụ m onye isi agụ n'Ebonyi steeti. Anyị sụrụ ọrụ Federal College of Horticulture na Igbo ọja ka anyị nwere nkọ otu esi akọ ọjị. Ama m na mmadụ nwere ike ọsị ji onye anyị ma na-akọ kemgbe gboo mana o nwere ihe dị iche ị ga-anụta gbasara ịkọ ji. That is all about innovation. From time to time, innovations keeps coming to modify what we have known before so that we can keep improving. And that is why we are here. And I want to commend you also for the way you conducted yourselves. It shows how much you are prepared to learn with us. So it will be here highly of ọkacha n'ala Igbo anyị na-eri ji na-eri ji ọfụma ọhịa mere ha ji lee anya sị na ọ dị mkpa ka anyị mara ihe gbasara otesa akọ ji nkọ maka onyere anyị aka ma onwe ihe ọzọ ị na-apụtagoro ike na-eri. Yes, ịhụ na ahụnahụ na ihe ọbụla arịarịgo ọchị onwe nke na-ekwezi itinye aka ka gị na-akọta nke ị na-eri in the little space you have. That will really help you and your family and you'll be able to be keeping up as we live. So ji bụ ihe onye ọbụla na-eri na-eri ọfụma anyị na-akọ. Ọ bụ ihe mba ụwa na-erikwa. In many countries we consume yam. There also we have about 70 to 77% of the total yam production in the world as a whole. Yes, in Nigeria nke wee eziokwu na ji a na-akọpụta n'obodo a ugbu a anaghị ezu. Ọ ya mere o ji dị mkpa na onye ọbụla ga-etinye aka tikọta aka ọnụ na-akọpụta. Mgbe ị kọghe nnukwu ka ị nwere ike ire ọtagoro nke ị ga-enwe ike ndị na-anaghị akọ mara onwe mmadụcha ga-akọ ụmụ ndị na-enweghị ala onwe ndị bi n'ebe ha agaghị akọ enweghị ịkọ ji bụ ala ebe ndị na-anaghị akọ a well-trained soil na-eme ihe ọfụma dị fertile ọfụma. Onye ebi nwere ike ịkọ ji ebe mmiri na-adọ ọ na-enye ji nsogbu nwere ike na-enye ere ebi mgbe ji ga na-eto eto ugbo ya nwere ike akpụ ya metụghara ji mmiri n'ote aka ya ọ ga-anwụ. It will cause rubbing and other problems. So it must be a place that is well drained. Ya na mmiri zoo ugbu a mgbe na ete ha aka mmiri ahụ agbapụ ebe ahụ enwe ike n'okporo ụtọ ọnụ ọ wụdị ebe a na-akọ ọjị. Ala a na-akọ ọjị awụhụ ala mali na-adịrị ya. It must be rich enough. Ọ ya mere ji ire anya n'ala Igbo ịhụ na dịcha ga-ebe mmasị ebe anyị na-akọ ọjị once in 5 years. We do this shifting cultivation, this fallow system. Once in every 5 years, that is where we plant our yam in those locations. So we will allow the land to replenish all the lost nutrients so that it will be rich enough. Akọzie ji ihe nwere ike mee ọfụma. Mana nke nwere eziokwu bụ na eziokwu na ị nwere ike itinye fertilizer na ji mana ọ naghị adị mma. Ọgwụgwọ na ji anaghị eme ọfụma, ọ ga-eme ọfụma. Mana ji ahụ mgbe i gwupụtara ya na ọ gaghị anọ ka aka ya emebi. Yes, the storage life of yam tuber is not long as it should when you cultivate it with artificial fertilizer or inorganic fertilizer. So that's why we encourage as much as possible for you to either to minimize even the use of anything at all by adopting the fallow system, making sure that the land has been left fallow long enough to allow nutrients to be in the soil so that when you plant, everything will just go without you having to add anything. And where necessary you have to do that, we encourage also for you to use organic manure. Nsi ọkụkọ, nsi ewu, nsi nnama, compost ebe a na-awụfu ihe n'obodo. Ike ebe ahụ ikpokọrọ ya. Itinye nke ahụ onwe ya nwere eji. That one is natural. It does very well for yam. So that is what we encourage. Now, tupu ga-akọ ọjị ga-asụcha n'ala, ịsụcha ala ọfụma, ayọ ya, akpọ ya ọkụ, akọzie ya ụlọ Igbo ka ị ga-akọ, ya ụlọ ndị na-eme rich ị ga-akọ, ịkọ rich, tọrọ si enwe ike itinyezie ji na ime ya, ya enwe ike mee ọfụma. That is just what you are saying, how you are going to prepare your soil, you clear it, you stop it. You can harrow it, you are going on mechanization, prepare your ridge, your mound, as the case may be, and then you put it. Now, in our college, we have about 4 different planting materials as we categorize it. We have the yam maize sets. I will explain. we have the cord sets, we have the seed yam, we have the way yam. Ihe a bụ ji ị nwere ike ịkọ dịka na ụda na-akụnye mkpụrụ n'ala. Any of these things can serve, and they have their different purposes and advantages. Yes. Ji kọọ ji, mgbe ị na-egwupụta ji, o nwere ji ndị na-ebu ibu, o nwere ndị na-adị moderate size, o nwere ndị na-epe mpe, o nwere ndị na-ha different sizes. It depends on what you have planted. What you have put in the soil determines what you are going to remove from the soil, harvest from the soil. And that is where this comes to play. When we are talking about yam medicine, for instance, now, on Owaji Perente, just about 5 meters. The only way G, let's say no nearly at 20 cm. That 20 cm, even if you this year, you will this year, you will this year, then the order get from nearly goes along. The power goes along, then we'll feel the fire goes along, fire goes along. You know, size of it. We use this one to get seed yams and way yams just to multiply the planting material. So that is what we use the seed yam minises for. Or when in a tier and no. When you are starting newly and you tend to multiply and get as many as possible seed yams or way yams you are going to plant in the subsequent seasons, this is what you do. Many people don't know it, many also know it. When you do this, it will give you the opportunity for you to multiply and get as many as possible the seed yam that you are going to plant in the subsequent seasons. Imagine when you go to know you will tell by the time you are going to say, I know see. Now you now cut it, each of them into 4 or even 6, as the case may be. Then when you do this, you have gotten enough planting material. Then when you plant it and then harvest it, you have enough planting material already, which you are going back with in the next planting season. So by the time you put those seeds and way yams, it's going to give you something bigger, which you can now consume or even take it to the market to sell. That is what the yam minister does for us. Now this is the cost yam. The cost set. Jiwa, now this one is showing like seed yam. Seed yam G or no blue. Let's say here it's a seed yam. And I will and they can compare to eat there was no more man. Okay, like when you call the way give you something of this size. This is the way as it is. I'm going to the projector. So by the time you now plant, this one, all the guy and with that currently alone. Oh, that's that way oil money. That's how it is. So what you plant determines what you harvest at the end of the day. So for a beginner, you don't have the ability go to get and then you discover that the young medicine techniques will provide an opportunity for you to do that, to achieve that. By the time you do that, you have like 5 to 10 tubers of yam. By the time you slice it to get those medicines, you'll be having like a 100 plus. And then by the time you do it, you are coming back with something that will now lead you to producing something better and bigger and higher in the subsequent seasons. And another thing with these yam medicines is that even though the space in an energy, like the cord sets, the seeds, where yam is about 1 meter spacing. The spacing of yam is 1 meter spacing. But when you come to this yam medicine, it's just 25 cm. 25 cm. 25 cm spacing is enough for you to do that. So what that means is that you are going to maximize the available space. It will enable you to maximize the available space for you to get 30 cm. I don't know. Just a little bit
less than that. That is 25 square. So that space is okay, adequate enough for that land to do well. And then to harvest something will provide you have a very fertile land condition. Now we talked about treatment, treating the tuber. Yes, especially Juwa, Giwaji, Mayanala. Anything can happen. Insects can eat it. The termites, crickets can tamper with it. So that is why we encourage for you to treat it. Overall, we have the minisect dust. Maybe either veranda or inside, so that it will dry under shade. You dry it under shade and then allow that fungicide to now penetrate and stick to the body of the yam before you can now plant it. That one will repel away all the insects that might attack it. Remember, when you slice the yam, you have created wound and opening, a portal of entry for microorganisms. That is why also we encourage doing that, so that fungi will not find their way into that yam. That will eventually cause rotting and decay. And at the end, make any experiment or equal or reach, then you might get it. In an apartment, you want to give one another apartment or the continue man this is not it's not story. I'm telling you what I have done, what I am doing, and it's not only for yam alone. Anything at all, just think about it. Potato, even vegetables. You will tell our cement, for instance, now you our cement down now. Just when they add down, as much as possible, you try to or the English enough, you can add organic money to it. Let's take for instance now, when you spread the soil, then you have like a soil. Now you can use the ratio of 2:1. Let's say his pan now, you go his pan, I'll go aja. Then now when you saw you go mix there, turn water. It's all the trial and only say up to that third level of that cement pad. This one will maximize space. You don't need to go to the only thing is the room. You will never want to achieve a tough man. When they honor those Nise, I'm going to have a this thing can serve you, and you'll be surprised at the harvest you are going to make. You will be able to bring all the environmental factors under control. Yes. You can even treat the soil. Guarantee that now what you have planted, you are getting a yield. So this is the new innovation in yam production now, which we are advocating that everybody should adopt. It is tedious and it costs more money. Yes, because my wife when they are pumping machines, you have source where you can be pumping the water, for the watering. But with this, something you can be doing at one convenience after work in the evening, just going and do exercise. So what in our yard is not for this. We can do this even as we are working right now. What I know about now, man, you can do it and it will do well. I assure you, it will do well. It will do well. So that is one thing very good about it. Very, very good about it. Here we are, here on even on top of the power now. But now, this is now. You will hear, you get my education. In my year, you will educate this year now. That is almost. Then, only young Tajabana, you will the same area now. Take a driver now, you join there, you get a car, you join there, you get a car, you get a car. So it makes work very easy for you. You don't even need to either maybe or something to do it. This line you are seeing, this row is enough for you to do that, and it will give you what you want. Omeji puta wa no na eme ofuma onwe ihe manye ofunye ile anu o de yeso but ya na mira ile na ma ya no ha na ala miri so maya even for some hours is enough to cause damage. The leaf might begin to rotten, the vine might begin to rotten as well, and that doesn't go well with it. And ihe mekuta hala akwukwo ji, everything is affected because this is what's undergo photosynthesis. It is the product of the photosynthesis that is stored in the root. So now we expose them well enough to sunshine. And they will do well. So it's not good. They go happy. I know we are so we should do this so that everything will go well. We have some advantages that we have listed here now. The regulation of 15 mile above ground level by means of supporting structure, usually with poles. So it's important to do that. How they use this pyramid method. We have two methods of staking: the pyramid and the trench. Pyramid you can have it in triangular form, and for the fact that though I don't blame them anyway, it depends on the system of the yam preparation that determines the method of staking that you can adopt. There will no Igbo, randomly. For the part that I want in a straight line, you have no choice. You have to go by the pyramid method. Kana mayena ititi, I go weto, we see no weto, then car go down. So you have to be doing like this. But you don't do that. You use French method. French method is that from one end you put the staking rope, another end put another staking rope, then use rope to cross it. Now from the vine, use another rope again to be guiding them up. So by the time you put this, these two lines can go. This place is empty, nothing is here. I've got another one now, it's going to come the one here. So you have work space there, and it's going to minimize material, money, energy that is required for you to do this. So that's why it is very important that storage method is adopted, just like you see that this man is doing. I got in our pouch, and I got in our bone, all those far north areas. A woman at other head, not a millions of anyway other age. Yes. When you come down to the south, I am 7 months rainy period. Unlike they have only 5 months. That 5 months is zero sparse. It's not even as heavy, as it used to be here. We can definitely have rain before the months, even when we regard as the dry season here, many can years away, unlike that place. So when you go there, and I have got it, and I have got Igbo, and I have home the wind, they compete with the crop for it. They will absorb some, making the very money sufficient for your yam, to make use of, and that will reduce your harvest. So as much as possible, you try to do that. Now we talk about mulching, adding the composable material to the soil surface to protect it from water loss through transit operation. My mother used to the one I was there, just keep it around that moisture within that soil surface to reduce the amount of water loss. Now, this is also very necessary at the beginning of the yam planting. When you plant the yam, as much as possible, this mulching is very much encouraged. You do that. whenever you are if you are doing irrigation, it's very, very necessary. So that to reduce the time of water supply. If you do this mulching very well, it can allow you the time to irrigate it maybe after once in 3 days or 4 days at least. Because those materials will not allow water to easily evaporate. Yes. They will then within that region so that it keep whatever you have the tuber inside with the fire moisture for them to doing well. And also it also help to determine the temperature as well. Very important. So that's why we do the mulching. It's very I didn't see a fertilizer, I own a editorial coach. Now fertilizer in here is a wasteland. Otherwise, as much as possible, we discourage it. Yes, but however, we have to talk about it because it's applicable to NPK 2010. You can use that. You can apply that. How do you do that? How do you know when you change about water? Then I need to it. You can about 10 cm away from the base of the bank. That is when you do it. You put the fertilizer and you use bound placement. Then here the fertilizer you put it and take care of it. So that's how you apply the fertilizer for them. So it should give way. In all the direction that the roots might go, it should be able to absorb the nutrients in the fertilizer. And the recommended dose is about 400 to 500 kg per hectare. It is here now, how much about the size of 50 kg. Now, if I ask an average of you, 50 by 400 will be about 8, but that is not what it is in this case. Because what you are seeing is made up of the active, ingredients there and the inert material. The fertilizer, what you are seeing is not the fertilizer, it is the carrier. The fertilizer is the chemical. What you are seeing is a carrier that is used to blend in. The fertilizer is blending into that what you are saying. So for you to get the quantity, that's why you look at the ratio 20-10-10. So it is NPK for instance, and it's 20% of that thing you are seeing is nitrogen, 10% of is phosphorus, 10% of it is potassium, out of it. Just literally, let's say for instance 20% is 40 out of it, but that is not exactly what it is. But I'm just telling you. Assuming we can just do it like that, it means that 40 kg is the material, is a white kg is just the inner material, the carrier, where they have infused the chemical inside of it. So what I'm saying in essence is that please, anytime you have to do with fertilizer, seek for advice. Seek for advice so that you don't either under-fertilize or over-fertilize. Because any of these have their consequences. When you under-fertilize, it won't give you the required yield. When you over-fertilize, problem, it's a serious problem. In fact, it damages the crop. It damages crops when you over-fertilize. It damages crops. So we require advice from people who are experts in that area for them to guide you so that you're able to know exactly the quantity that will match the crop that you want to fertilize so that you have a very good yield. So that's why if you do know that, however, if you have any fertilizer application, it is currently before tuber storage. I've said that earlier. So as much as possible, use organic manure, the sort of cinnamon. However, they move on their compost. That one is far better than it is. That 7 months after planting, before or after the vine becomes dry, and before or after soil becomes dry and hard. It depends on some factors. This is why we are within 5 months, we will during Yam festival. So we don't know within that 5 months, I engage fresh at that time, not yet dry. When you harvest it at that time, you discover that easy I have to this you can't roll there, they never give good. You see the thing? So intentionally, it depends on your motive. So you can decide whether you harvest dry or is not dry. So inflation can guide you in doing this. So when you are harvesting for storage, that is not it. Just leave the yam. When everything is dry, go there, pick them up, and then you bring them out. By that time, the moisture content has already reduced, so that when you store them, it will be able to store. But when you put them in no good in the barn, it won't bring that yam. You can't store that yam. It's not possible. It's not possible. During the middle down, either mono or video or monitor, either don't be that way, or don't have to see it, always in the that is the one you can store, and then it will stop for the basically a period of time without rotting. Bruises and injuries, evident to but I am only grab one to apply it to the horse. You mix it with water and then just to paint that surface. Yes. When you do that, give it another shape to dry. So that any microorganism coming from outside won't be able to penetrate because decay. That is where we do that. As much as possible, we should avoid this from the harvest time so that we won't have the need at all. Because the fact is that if there is that bruises and injury, and then you have to treat with fungicide, you have poisoned the tuber. That is just the fact about you have poisoned the tuber. It's not that safe again, for human health. So that is why avoid it. Anything at all that will make us to, bring fungicide or synthetic pesticide closer to tuber, because this is what we are going to do, and we cannot afford to poison our health with our hands. So that is it. Storage. We get this is the best way to store yam in the yam bag. This is just the best thing way you can store yam. So you already know all the number now. You use live shade. They might give a number or koji. Now, give a number or koji. In fact, all of this shade here, no. But how they measure live trees? One are do noise, boring. You understand? If I move on the Anna is Anna, we go see Abatana, so that it will shade the yam, from sunlight. Because now we give me here, and can cause decay on it. So the one now you want to see money with the shade. Then now we will just create a shade, a platform that will now shade the yam away from direct sunlight. Give it a little time now. It's not actually the man at the garden. Who was saying that we did to better honestly. So this is how and store your yam when you have it. Don't create a little space anywhere you are. Once you have a little space, don't look for the platforms and then make the platform to shade the sun away from it, and then you tie them the way it is, and you'll be happy with it, and you're going to be able to stay there.
How did you know when I was this name is J whatever organic manure. Because I like how many days I want here before you begin to plant. Then you keep below. This insecticides you can mix with your yam or any side effects. Then you keep harvest already. Maybe maybe insecticide. Chop in India. Like how long you are here before you begin to consume it, because it's a chemical. Thank you.
It's not something that will take you too far. Just make sure that you give money to them or to add down of just wet the soil. Yes, water it to wet the soil. And that also reminds me, that manure, please, as much as possible, let it be cured. When we sell pure money, we simply mean dry money. That one see you saw cinema or get or the go cure. Because in the process of that curing, it generates a lot of heat. So that one see you kind of retard. Or see you kind of how to warm me. It's not only there. Give me that minute. Once it will generate heat with the increase of that temperature. So in the decomposition process of that manure now will increase the temperature more. So when you introduce your yam or your seed, kill it. So that's why this must allow it to dry well enough. Cure it, dry it. You give me cereal with that, you have no problem. You have no problem at all. So just wet it, add the water, add so good more often. Then and is here side effect of them. Yes, during planting there is no side effects. Why? Because a long period of time is given for that chemical to be biodegraded, to be broken down by microorganisms. So there won't be any side effect at all at that planting period. The able God now after April, and that is why as much as possible we discourage people all can be the king. Into one then I had into and when I used to work there. So I think the wrong way I don't have to check on for a long time. Just within a short time. It's here to give it this alien. I was at the middle or garden yes. So that chemical at that point certainly will cause problems.
Even to you guys try to go into my irrigation. Not how well. So by the side, we have irrigation system. If I name what you need, you have to talk like secondly, you are not fundamental cause. I don't know, of course, of the area of land than this side. When I got the joint store, you will have now federal government. How many people that source? Thank you.
From the irrigation system, even my provost, my boss, overall boss is a farmer. Senators you see in Abuja, they all have farms. I'm not joking, I know. So government, everyone will get rivers. Government deep down for them. That is where they get irrigation from. They do very well for that. Then they are only able to get out of my name and they have a full well. Everyone are having more irrigation, and then hang it down. Here go well. Oh, well, I'm pumping machine. Now, pumping now, where you have so I all the water will well. So I just
hello. It's not fertilizer. It's nearly 10 years gap before you get the fertilizer. Now, because of all there, if it is more the quantity of the fertilizer after giving that space of 10 years.
Your advice is needed, but I'm going to make it simple for you. Okuchi Ihan. Okuchi Ihan. You will look in for them. Now, what I hear is that they say, okay, let me start from there. Okay, good. China is enough. China, now just sports. And never by our knowledge, Eha Ano is enough. Even Olugina Ano is enough. It was an account of that. They say that like half of water is enough. The chair, that's So for the start, you can just name 4 of these.
Thank you. Only him Only him Actually, come you fire. But so na Akalaba, who Dr. Abubakar Ahmed. Clap for him, Dr. Abubakar Ahmed. We want him to come and give us his own lecture, after which I will call another person, then Anyamalizia and Yakamo will time. Ijibu okay with you. Even if you came out of Yoga.
Mothers, sisters, and brothers. I wish I can speak Igbo like my fellow colleague and my biological mother. My biological mother, she was born and raised in Enugu State. So she can speak Igbo very fluently, much better than some of you, especially the youth. So pardon me for that, as I can not be able to speak in Igbo. Nevertheless, my name is Dr. Abubakar Ahmad from Federal College of Horticulture, Dadi Kowa of the State. It is a pleasure for me to stand before you to give you some insights on 2 different topics. One is on cassava and the other one is on cashew. As we all know, Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava worldwide. But unfortunately, there are some challenges attached to cassava production. That is what we are going to see in this brief presentation, so that we can know how to handle these challenges in order to enhance the level of security and as well as increase the level of our income. As you can see, the role of cassava in enhancing food security. Okay. According to Food and Agriculture Organization, reported that cassava is the 4th most important food security crop after rice, wheat, and maize.
Makiwo jikamba wana osisi yako di ono aka. Nigeria ni kulumangaji di ono na iwata kuna kaje. Oja ako egoji awigolo jiji ako ruyenana. Aho masite ojeburiye. Ndi abapana. Awo na fuiwe jitofe. Owe kesi yebita elepo egoliye ndozo.
I was saying, cassava, according to Food and Agriculture Organization, is the 4th most important food security crop after rice, wheat, and maize. So, not only in southeastern Nigeria or the Nigeria as whole, cassava plays a very vital role in enhancing food security to each and every actor that involved in cassava value chain, and as well as those that are not included in the value chain. So cassava provides food security to the nation and other nations that cassava is being transported. Means of livelihood. Each and every actor that involved in cassava value chain, be it provider of input, processor, consumer, producer, and so on and so forth. There are some economic gain that this actor can be able to gain from participating in cassava value chain. But nevertheless, there are some challenges that are facing cassava. These are some of the value chains of cassava production. And each and every phase of this cassava value chain, there are some challenges that are attached to it. And we are going to see the challenges one after the other so that we can be able to tackle those challenges so that we can improve our productivity and also enhance the level of our economic gain. One of the major challenges that cassava producers are facing is input. Sometimes the planting materials, they are not highly productive. So in such a way, we need planting materials that are very healthy and can give us a large quantity during period of harvest. Varieties that can give us a large amount of quantity of cassava during harvest and those that can resist to pest, diseases and drought. Our cassava production. Otherwise, if the planting material is not healthy enough or cannot be able to give maximum yield, probably you can run your business venture at loss. Because you cannot be able to harvest the optimum required of yield that is expected from that particular farm. Then another challenge that cassava producers are facing is inadequate or lack of access to agrochemicals. Nowadays, agrochemicals, especially fertilizers and pesticides, are very costly. So sometimes for a cassava farmer to afford such kind of input is going to be very difficult for him. So this is another challenge that cassava farmers are facing. Lack of inadequate of agrochemicals such as fertilizer, pesticides, herbicides, and so on and so forth. Production. Lack of efficient production. Most of our small-scale cassava producers, they don't have adequate knowledge of cassava production, especially the agronomic practices such as plant spacing, fertilizer application, weed management, pest management, and so on and so forth. For you to be able to enhance or increase your yield of cassava during period of harvest, and you cannot be able to achieve that without adequate knowledge of good agronomic practices. Unskilled pool of talent or disabilities. Some of the challenges that cassava farmers are facing is lack of talent or a knowledgeable farm manager that can be able to manage all the activities that are going on within cassava farm, or sometimes disability. If you are disabled, you cannot be able to perform adequately around your cassava farm. So these are some of the challenges that should be addressed in order to raise the level of productivity of cassava. Access to information, research, and improved varieties. Like they always say, information is power. If you don't have access to information that you can be able to enhance the level of your production and productivity, definitely you will be left far behind below optimum. What I mean by this statement is, whenever there is new development in terms of new varieties, new planting methods or technology, try as much as you can to get that information at hand so that you can adopt in order to enhance the level of your production. Information is very, very vital. Then last but not least, that can
help you to enhance the level of your production and productivity is capacity building. What we are trying to do here is to at least build your capacity so that you can be able to identify those challenges and tackle them adequately. We all know immediately after harvesting cassava, it is liable to accelerate certain physical, chemical, and microbial processes, which predisposes the cassava to loss of quality and loss of wholesomeness. Therefore, in order to avoid unnecessary cassava loss, there is need to adopt processing technology in order to minimize the rate of post-harvest losses. And at this stage, there are different levels of processing methods that a cassava farmer can adopt depending on the level of his or her production. Him and his immediate household will involve in processing cassava. But in this method of processing, you can only process little amount of cassava. Because if the household are not large enough to handle large production of cassava, looking at the nature of cassava, a lot of their farm produce will go to waste. Because the deterioration of cassava starts immediately 2 to 3 days after harvesting. If you cannot be able to process all you have harvested, then definitely the rest will go to trash. So we need cooperation, we need to make sure that we are producing high quality produce that will attract even international markets. It is more than 20% of cassava production is coming from this country. But if you look at the level of exportation, we are far behind. Thailand is the 5th producer of cassava. But Thailand is able to export more than $1.2 billion worth of cassava products annually. So with cassava production, this country can be able to raise the level of income and as well as provide job opportunities, especially for youth and women. Losses. Let's look at it this way. More especially during rainy season, we know that especially from our villages to the urban areas to the cities, we encounter a lot of problems as a result of inadequate roads. Our roads are very poor to the extent that it extends the duration of transportation from the villages to the urban cities. And we know that, so if our roads are not well rehabilitated, then we must definitely encounter problems of post-harvest losses as a result of poor or inadequate road facilities.
Teaching is a very wonderful one, and indeed, I hope that we all tap from his wealth of knowledge about cassava processing, cassava planting, cassava marketing. There is no place, like he said, or he referred to, you are positioned when it comes to cassava business that you will not gain something. If you are eating cassava, you will look healthy. If you are processing cassava, you will make profit. If you're on the marketing side, you will make a living from it. So it's a wonderful thing, and we thank him for that lecture. We say thank you very much. I don't think there's any question to ask, because your teaching is quite open and obvious. There's no place, there's no room for questioning. We all know what cassava is all about. Here, down here in the southeast, we value cassava more than anything. It's true that we celebrate yam, but we value cassava more than anything, any crop. Because the reason is this: no matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are, you can assess these cassava stems, you can plant them, and when it comes to harvest, you see something. But I'm not saying that yam is not good, but yam is quite expensive and unavailable like that of cassava. You understand? So we thank you very much for throwing more light on what we have known before and telling us what we are supposed to be doing when it comes to cassava planting and other related issues on cassava. So we thank you. You are highly welcome. We thank you so much. I want to call on the next speaker. Okay, you want to take us on another listing? Okay, that is too. Thank you. People I have announced before.
Cashew is one of the most popular tree crops. Farming cashew is also known for its profitability. A lot of people that involved in cashew farming, especially the processors, are realizing more than enough profit. And Nigeria is also among the largest producer of cashew worldwide. And most importantly, the large production is coming from southeast, north central, and as well as some part of southwest. Glory be to God that Anambra State is among the producer of cashew, alongside all the northeastern states, Abia, Akwa Ibom, Enugu, and so on. So it is very glad to see that this state is among the producer of cashew in Nigeria.
Ana kunaka kushiri ke toda nini ka
Then cashew lifespan. Cashew is a perennial crop. When we say perennial crop, we mean crop that starts its life cycle from 3 years and above. And cashew is one of the perennial crops that stays up to 30 to 50 years without total destruction. You see, it has a very longer shelf life. It has a very longer lifespan. If you have a plantation of cashew, you will spend the rest of your life benefiting from the profit of cashew plantation. Sometimes, even your progeny, your great-grandchildren will benefit from your cashew plantation because of the longer lifespan. Are we together? Yes. Cashew exportation. The most important part of cashew that is being exported to either India, Vietnam, are the nuts of cashew. The cashew nut is the most important aspect of cashew. And this important aspect is the one that is being exported to either Vietnam because how to cultivate cashew in Nigeria. Make sure that when you are selecting your cashew plantation, you are the owner of the farm land because of the longer duration of the cashew. Like I have said earlier, it stays up to 30 to 50 years without total destruction of the plantation. So if the land is not your own, definitely you will encounter problems along the line. So wherever you are setting your cashew plantation, make sure that you own that particular land because of the longer lifespan of the crop. Climatic condition. The area that thrives cashew very well is mostly 650 meters above the sea level. Then we need about 20 to 39 degrees Celsius of temperature for optimum production. Even though optimum temperature that is required for the production of cashew is 30 degrees Celsius, but it can still thrive within 20 to 30 soil. When we say micronutrients, we mean the NPK. But I mean the macronutrients are the nutrients that come in large quantities. These are the NPK, while the micro, those that are needed plant in small quantities, zinc, iron, and so on. These are the kind of nutrients that are needed by plant in small quantities. So make sure if you are setting your cashew plantation, the soil is well equipped by both macro and micronutrients so that it will enhance the level of productivity of your plantation. Soil preparation. For large cashew plantation, bulldozers can be used to remove trees, stones, and weeds. Care should be exercised so that topsoil will not be removed. Trees, stones, and weeds can also be removed by hand with the use of cutlass, axes, and so on. If you are setting a very large plantation of cashew, let's say, for instance, like 10 acres of land, we know cashew plantation. A hectare of land can accommodate cashew trees of 100 to 120 trees within a hectare of land, especially when adequate spacing is maintained. For instance, 7 by 7 meter. This is the recommended spacing, the interval between a tree to another tree, 7 by 7 meter. So if this distance is maintained, you can be able to plant 100 to 120 trees within a hectare of land. So if you own at least 10 hectares of land and you want to set your cashew plantation, at the onset, you need definitely bulldozers to remove out stones, weed, and so on, so that the land will be properly cleared. Irrigation. Cashew plantation, definitely you need to irrigate your plantation. Otherwise, it will not thrive very well. But nevertheless, annually, cashew requires a dry period of at least 4 months. But when rainfall is inadequate, definitely you need to supplement the moisture content that is needed by the plant with irrigation methods. When we see they completely turn either yellow or red, they are telling us that it is the optimum time for harvesting, and any delay can cause losses to our plantation. These are some of the advantages that a cashew producer will be able to gain if truly embark on cashew production. Number one is it can provide income for a lifetime. Like we have seen earlier, we say cashew plantation or cashew lifespan stays up to 30 to 50 years. So if you have a plantation but almost throughout your life, if you have a means of livelihood from 30 to 50 years and above, then definitely you have a sustainable means of livelihood. So with cashew plantation, you can be able to have a sustainable means of livelihood. A source of employment for the people. If you have a cashew plantation, definitely, especially when the plantation is very large, you can be able to employ youth and women within and outside your community. So cashew plantation is a means whereby it can tackle the issue of unemployment, especially among youth and women. Cashew trees is always conducive. You can be able to perceive fresh air, uncontaminated air, especially when you are still around cashew plantation. The export of cashew products can improve the foreign exchange reserve of the nation. Like in this country,
cashew nut and another one cassava, and we believe that these two crops are productive in Nigeria lately. Even Colombia cashew will not be called cashew. I want to decide that I had a key of my. When you know the Tony Yaki, all kind of the call, all of the beggar, or to the Mulimeko, you got that. A Pulelu, a Pulata, only the child, a Cavalo, Bambo, in that Bambo. So, only say I never will not give microphone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
For your welcoming us to this place. We are very grateful. My name is Olura Christopher Ojo. I'm here to take you to consolidate on what my colleagues have said. Like the first paper, teach us how we can produce yam. I know everybody like yam. And me too, I also bring palm oil to come and eat the yam. Because in my village, yam and palm oil come together.
Do you know what we call people from the West here? No film man. People that like oil very well. So you're welcome.
Thank you very much. So I will just be brief. When we are looking at the oil palm, the Oyibo people, because they are scientists, they don't used to speak our language. They have their own separate language. So they now name it Elias Guinesis. That is the name in scientific language. So, what is the origin of this oil palm tree? Where is it originated from? We discovered that it's from this, our West Africa. One thing that Africa had that other part of the world they don't have is a lot of things. There was a research I was reading, going through, the cashew that my colleagues had just said. They discovered that Chinese people discovered that our cashew in Nigeria
is the best cashew in the world. So this oil palm originated from Africa, and the production of oil palm in the world, Nigeria is #1 in Africa. Let me just take you down to the memory lane. Indonesia, Malaysia, they came to Africa to take this palm fruit, to take it to their own country. When they now try that the climatic condition we have in the country is the same as their own, believe me, they try it and they think they try it well over there. It now becomes their food oil over there. In Nigeria here, we have a research institute which was established in 1938 during the colonial era. When Nigeria became independent, exactly 1958, it was changed to Nigeria Institute of Oil Palm. It's in Edo State, Benin. That's where this Malaysia came to our seed and go to their home. Now, Malaysia, according to the statistics now, they are producing 3 million tons of palm oil annually, while Nigeria and the other Africa are producing 1.3 million. So we have, God gave all these things, but with the negligence or otherwise, other factors, which I cannot stand here to be mentioned, we forget the origin of that. And Malaysia now, we now import the palm oil, even to the Nigeria at times. If you go to our supermarkets, our shopping mall, all these big supermarkets, you see those oil there. It's not our own palm oil. So the opportunity we had, we let the Yoruba people they took the advantage. So that's why I came on this note that I'm not here to bring new things to you. It's what you know. It's what you have done. I'm not here to sensitize us, encourage you to see how we can tap from this we have abandoned. Let's come back to it. There's 2 major oil we derive from oil palm. When we talk of oil palm, it's the tree together we call oil palm. But when we talk the one we are eating, is the palm oil. So I don't want to confuse you with that. When I say palm oil, oil palm, I mean the whole tree, the one you see around us here. But palm oil is the processed one. So I'm just here to talk about Okomba as a Yoruba man. And it's true, when my mom cooks food, at times we used to use the spoon to scoop it out. That's how I was born. And up till now, I want to eat oil, I eat enough oil. So that's #1 oil we are getting. We use it to cook food. We use it to the palm oil. After you process it, the palm kernel will come, we dry it, we crack it. The other one will also process the oil. And that oil also used in the form of vegetable oil and other type of production. So this is why it's very important tree. People will remember our 10 copper currency there. We are no longer seeing it now. You see they draw the palm tree there because of the economic value of that thing. At that time, during the era of slave trade, that is the business the Oyibo will come to do through this money side. They come to the southeast here. If you go to the area, assuming they have a very expert of plantation plan here, oil plantation there. So the economic value of this thing is enormous. There's nothing on it but just throw it away. Room we are using to food is derived from this oil palm. So even the shaft we use it to make fire. Even the condensed water will throw away when we are processing it. We are not using it to produce mushroom. How far of us know what they call mushroom? So it's a very essential plant now that is very nutritious that people are advancing to eat now. If you cannot eat meat, go to even it's advisable when you are at your body now, you are not advised to eat red meat as usual. So the people now divert back to this mushroom. So
That's enormous value. That's the economic value of it.
Growing regions. As I said earlier, Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea. Then Africa. You see Africa, Nigeria is the highest production of palm oil in this Africa, West Africa. South America, Costa Rica, the major producers are Malaysia, Indonesia, and Nigeria. You can see from the chart up, those people, they are overtaken us. As the statistic I gave earlier, now they are producing 3 million tons per annum. Why Nigeria? Humid conditions, about 2,500 to 4,000 mmf annual. What do we mean by that? As my colleague said earlier, that in this part of the country, we have like 7 months rain. That's where we have rain for more, which is because we are in the forest zone. It's not like the north, that's only 3 to 4 months they have rains. So most of these plants cannot be grown in a multitude there, except you do irrigation under monitoring. So the temperature, the minimum temperature is 22 to 24, while the maximum is 29 to 30. So our environment here is favored it very well. So the soil condition to establish, or the stem to have a long stem to carry those bunches. That's why we need to do that. When the thing is growing very well, at the age of 5.5 to 5 years, we start cutting them. So they can start producing from that time. And this period is a period of 14 to 18 months after transplanting. We talk of the cross-pollination. When the female flower and the male flower are different, at times the male flower may not produce the grain, pollen grain, while this one mature. So we need another pollen grain from another plant to come and fertilize them. And this fertilization, it can happen through the winds. When the wind blows, because that pollen grain just like a powder. If I put powder in my hand and blow it, it will just blow like. And the wind can carry it to any length. It's still active. Once it touches the female flower, and the female flower is ready, it will produce fruit. So in case the wind is not enough, that's why you see some insects like bees. They will be, when you go to farm or nearby, when that flower is producing, you will hear some scents. You see bees or other insects are rounding it. What are they doing? They are looking for nectar. They, at the same time, carry the pollen grain from one place to the other. So that is how God creates the plant. And that one is what we are doing. Looking around, you see how we are doing our own harvest. In our local way, the one that is grown beyond our height, we call people that are the climber to climb and cut. During the dry season, and during the rainy season, they dry quickly than the dry season. So these are just we have it. This is the harvesting one. The different things they are used to harvest their home. But our home here, we normally use cutlass. The one our hand can reach, we cut it. The one we can use a rope to climb the tree and cut. Yield. We take to 4 to 8 years before we can start harvesting good quantity of this palm fruit. And it can give us about 20 tons per hectare. When we calculate 20 tons per hectare to the time, it's a big. So, some will ask question, how do we get land? Enough land to establish this. We know the problem of land tenure in Nigeria. But at the same time, we don't need to wait until you have 1 hectare of land before you can do it. Even though at your compound, if you have any space, you can plant it there, 1 or 2.
If you can harvest like 2 or 3 bunches, you can give you up to 3 to 4 liters, which either you are a civil servant or you are business, you don't need to go and buy oil. You can use it. At the same time, when this thing is growing within your compound, it serves as a shade. It serves as ornamental to your compound. This oxygen we are breathing out, breathing in. This oxygen came from all these plants. But the one we are breathing out is what they are eating. You see how God creates plants and animals. We cannot do without them. They cannot do without us. So that's why it's also encouraged. This global warming, climatic changes is occurring. When we open
Thank you, my brother. Una nubo awon temuka kuno. Owe awon na nku na fura wa nku na ewoke na moye. Uduke wo nkoke. Ewo ke esi kuwa ya. Kawachanya iwe na ma hakare kware ya. Ka wa chakwa mba na ya. So open water now and adaba. People, after na kwa organism, ama makondo ozo. Ono ono mana me loki mi. Mana woni amashi anabe afa machi ile mo ani ade hamma ngolo ono. Imagine force of me from this week or this 2 weeks. As male and female, honestly, we used to see the male one like as you said, it used to fall in here, you understand? Nobody here, I don't think that any of us here have the knowledge of what you taught us, you understand? So we thank you for that. You are highly welcome. At this juncture, I believe by now, if you look at your time, I don't know if my own is a bit backward or delayed. Is up to either 12 o'clock or so. From office of the PG Nise, a weapon attacking a whole like day attendant list. Day attendant. He went on a whole lot. They came in, when did you come? If you ever came quick, and you come to the front. The youth president stood up. We are going for another whole lot of the teacher. Can you believe it? Just for the
Now, how long time was the permission after
Thank you for the answer. Thank you for the answer. Thank you for the answer. So, it is assumed, no one other than how they reach a way of Fosonia. They don't know what, yeah? Even they could tell me 1 plate of rice. Come away, so okay. Go and sit down. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Come on, Auntie. Come on, Auntie. Come on, Auntie. My brother, get village. I sit down. Excuse me. I want to say something. We pack our load and go. And actually, get over that way down. Answer. Go here. Where is he going to? A vital document. Of spelling one alpha. You will get present in a higher level something. Every demand there. A second alpha actually here with it. Or John. How they enter and they have for their full spelling. They have all their full spelling. Aga ejima ebia say ba ejima ewa otu spelling afa ke shede. Or ewa afa otu ke shede. Because this certificate we legal tender. You will tender it somewhere ejemeri here. Abo group say, did you participate in such program? Or you can hold your ears so big. Or you will equal him attend with that certificate. Is not and void. So people, we want to start. Thank you. Onye mbụ nọ na the list wụ Akwaka LXO. Una bruto mwendo. Omi ke nzube. Omi. Okoye chukwu mwike. Arize Benson Okoye. Akofemie. Okeke Michael Oru. Asina John na Victoria because I'm not business the chelebe. Chinenye yi. Basil Wosu. Water Christiana. Ayalo. Ayalo afọ mi hàn sí ìdílé. Okoye Peter Anayo. Okoye Peter Anayo. Okoye Nkechi. Okoye. N'eyi te kọdili adaba. Okoye Nkechi ọ̀nà ana-akpọ ịgba nkịtị. Ibekwe Chinyere. Okafọ Begiri. Okafọ Begiri. Beatrice Nwajoke. Beatrice Nwajoke. Okoye Chibado. Okoye Chibado. Kedu afa gị? Tochukwu. Nah, don't create confusion here. Wait, first. Don't create confusion. I didn't call you and you are coming. Eze Nneka. Nneka Eza. Nneka Eze. Ele Tochukwu. Ele Tochukwu. Nneka Eze ọnọ ya. Nneka case on here. Get out of here. Make case on here. Ọ̀nà Chinyere, ọ̀nà Juliana, ọ̀nà Okoye Nneka, Ifeoma Okoye, Ezeaku Juliet, Abia, Tochukwu Olisa, Kedafa, okay, Tochukwu Olisa. And then more chibi kebi. May you know Sabukwa. Anayo Wadioke. Anayo Wadioke. Move from Chile. Okay, shit, go there with you. John, and then more. Where's that one? He said, wait, excuse me. This is Chilera, not Chilera. Obachuku Chilera, Obachuku Chilera, Obachuku Chilera. Please sit down. You are the why do you care? What's your name? Get up again. Okay. It has been in Java. I'm going to call it Emmanuel. Achuke Chimeze Levi. What's your name? Achuke Okoye Chikado. Look at people going. Look at them going. Okoye Chikado. It's not good for him to go. Nzube Otobele. Ọmọ yìí ló Ogechi. Ọmọ yìí Ogechi. Nzube Otobele. Okoye Jen. Omoye Jen, sorry. Moye Jen. Jen Moye. Jen Moye. Okeke Chukwu Nonso. Okoye Francisca. Onyinye. Okeke Chukwu. Ndubisi Chedozie. What's your name? Ndubisi Chedozie. Emeka Emwe Eze. Emeka Eze. Ike Chukwu Okike. Engineer Nise ọ̀nà. Ike tukwu okike. Engineer Nise ọ̀nà. Egosite Chukwu. Ìlànà. Oke afọ favour. Egosite Chukwu. Ìlànà. Egosi to Ogochukwu Nneka Okafọ Nneka Nwọra Onyeka Oru
onye dị mma na-eme mma anyị ekene gị maka afọ ọma gị isite anyị dị iche iche dute anyị n'ebe a anyị wee ha wee kwụsị ebe na anyị n'ụbọchị tata na-achọ ka anyị na-aba anyị dị iche iche anyị ada apụ n'ihu anyị na-ayọ ka idobe anyị nata anyị dị iche iche ka ndị niile si anyị na osikwazi anyị nnọọ ayọkwa mgbe ndị dị anya anyị nkụzi ga-ana ka idokwa mata ebe dị iche iche ka anyị sikwazi na osikwazi na nnọọ kama na-ekwu okwu ọma n'isi anyị bụ ndị ise ndị ndị a na-ebe ndị ọzọ ka anyị chọrọ onye nchekwa na ịgaghị ime na esi nata Kraịst onye nwanyị.
Awolo, thank you, sir. Otu ofu nwoke, otu ofu nwanyị, onye nwoke obi dị ya, wee kelee ọrụ, biko na alụ ụwa. Anyị wee kpọpụta
nwaanyị ibe m ma ụmụ nwoke n'ebe ana m ekele unu na-ekelekwa ndị bịa ebe anyị na-asị ha nnọọ ije ha bịara ụrụ ije ọma ọ ije mmiri ọ bụla ije mabere anyị ihe ọma na-ekelekwa ka ichi onye nke wetara mmemme n'ụbọchị taa ewee mechie ji ọkwa mmiri wee na-asị na ọ ga-adị ha nchachiri ma anyị nwa ma n'aha Jizọs Kraịst bụ onye nwe anyị.
They divided our presence here and our village, or a walking presence here. I will have one more. I will have to go there. All going to do it and do it. I am on the year. Or I like to do this and more.